When changing chords, we want to make this transition, this process, as smooth and easy as possible. And there are little tricks that we can utilise to help with this. Do you notice one thing about this chord progression? There's one finger that hasn't left the fretboard. And when this happens, it's called an anchor. By doing this, we're giving our hands and our fingers less work to do. And it's the application of small little adjustments like that which really help improve our overall playing ability. So let's break that down a little bit more. We have our C major. We're going across to A minor, one finger leaves the fretboard, and that's to reposition. Our first and second finger are the anchors there. Very little work to do. From our A minor over to our F major 7 over C in that progression, more work to do here, but our first finger is helping cement that initial shape and anchors that finger down, and the rest builds around it. Now, there's quite a jump there, and I see beginners in particular, when they jump to a chord like this, they really move their fingers far away from the fretboard and readjust everything, getting ready to reposition. Actually, the further you move your fingers away from the fretboard, the further you have to come back. You're just giving yourself more work to do. Now, I know it's a tricky change, and I'm not underestimating that, but just when you make these changes, try to keep your fingers as close to the fretboard as possible. Not interfering with the strings, not muting them, but the further you go away, the further you have to come back. And it's those little additions of added time that make those transitions, those changes, last longer. So our F major 7 over C up to our C major, second finger, very small movement. First and third finger stay down, and our little finger came off. Nice, not much for us to do there. We build in between the first and third finger. If we were just playing our normal F shape, then our second and third finger just jump up to that C major shape. Again, not too much for us to do. Don't bring those fingers far away. Keep close to the fretboard and make that a nice, smooth transition. Okay, let's add another chord. Our second finger's going to stay down, and we're going to go to the E minor. Second finger stays down to the A minor. And then we're back to the F shape and the C. Let's add a few more chords. We're going to start with our E minor. Our second finger stays down. Across to G major, our first finger is the anchor. Down to D minor, our third finger is the anchor. Up to F major 7 over C, and our second finger is the anchor. And then we go back to our home note, our C. Now, there's not always going to be an anchor for you to use. If you was going from somewhere like C major to G major, quite a jump. A lot of an adjustment to happen there. But that same principle applies. The further you take your fingers away, the further you have to come back. So when you're making these sort of changes, be mindful of how close your fingers are to the fretboard. Still a tricky change, I get that, but keep those fingers close, and as you improve those shapes, as you get more confident and capable, everything's going to come together lovely. Now, we're not just confined to open chords with this little trick. Let's move up to a D minor bar shape. The relative major of D minor, the key that shares the same notes, is an F major. Now, that's quite a jump, isn't it? Quite a leap to get there. We might not want to do that. Well, there's another shape we can use. We need to move one finger. Our little finger, we are playing an F major. Beautiful, I love that shape. Do you notice what we did there? We've taken our A minor open chord shape. It would be there in the open position. We would use our first, second and third fingers. We swap it round to our second, third and fourth. We utilise our first finger to replace the open note and act as a capo, and we slide that shape up. The same with that major. We would usually be playing a C major shape here. With our first, second and third fingers, we replace it with our second, third and fourth. Again, use our first finger to act as a capo, and we can slide that C major shape anywhere up the fretboard. And this applies in every position. Do E minor. The relative major of E minor is G major. The little finger allows us to do that. Back to our E minor. when you're learning a new chord progression, when you're looking at songs, see if you can recognise where there's an anchor, something that will help you piece that progression together in an easier way. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful and helpful in some way. If you have, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you're ready to take your playing to the next level, there's a video popping up now that I've done all about finger exercises that will improve your finger strength, stretch, speed, independence. So yeah, please check that out. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll hopefully catch you again soon.